All right, we're going to continue reading World of Wonder Mountains. A splash of pink. High in the Bolivian Andes lies Laguna Colorado, the Red Lake. Its water is pinkish red, colored by the algae that grows there. Bright white islands of salt dot the lake, glistening and gleaming under the sunlight. Bright blue sky. Then a surge of pink ripples across the water. Puna flamingos stretch their wings and strut through the salty shallows on spindly, stilt-like legs. These rose-feathered birds gracefully curve their necks down to the lake. Now, heads upside down, they filter for food. The water is full of the shrimp and algae they need to survive, and which turn their plumage pink. Soon they will stride off again on their pink parade. High water. A wide expanse of brilliant blue shimmers in the bright sunlight. The towering snow caps peak the northern Andes glisten on the horizon. This is one of the highest lakes in the world, the largest lake in South America, Lake Titicaca. Lake Titicaca lies on a high, dry plateau that stretches between the lofty mountain peaks of the Andes in Peru and Bolivia. Many rivers and streams cascade and meander down from the surrounding mountaintops and empty into the lake, but only one river flows out. Although the sun beats down on the lake during the day, temperatures plummet at night. The cold weather and the lack of rainfall mean that very little grows around the lake. Water birds wade almost silently through the shallows, dipping their beaks into the water as they feel for food. Meanwhile, beneath the surface, the giant Titicaca water frog scuttles around the cold lake bed. This endangered frog's folded flaps of skin allow it to breathe underwater, so it rarely needs to come up for air. That's cool. Another endangered species. Sunbathing on the slopes. Toward the highest peaks of the Andes, little life is seen, but when the sun rises on the wind-blown slopes, a small creature slowly creeps out from her underground crevice to soak up some warmth. The mountain Vizcacha is soon surrounded by the other members of her colony, all bathing in the sun's rays to start the day. Eyes almost closed, she curls her long, bushy tail around herself as she gazes into the sunlight. That's what these are. Soon her soft, thick fur has been warmed. Then the rabbit-like Vizcacha hops around the mountainside, searching for moss and grass to eat. I was going to say they looked like big rabbits. Now her long ears swivel. Her whiskered nose twitches. Another Vizcacha calls out in alarm. Has a fox or a big cat climbed so high? The colony scatters, bursting into life as they dart and dash from rock to rock. The Vizcacha has vanished. A silent soarer. Higher still, a majestic bird stretches out its wide wings and gracefully glides on the wind over the mountaintops. This is the Andes condor, one of the largest flying birds in the world. Like shiny black fingertips, feathers fan out from the end of its wings, helping the bird soar and circle silently and effortlessly above the peaks and crags. The condor's sharp eyes search for animals that have already died on the desolate slopes below. Then, like other vultures, it will swoop down, using its hooked beak to rip its food apart. Ooh, awaiting a volcano. On the island of Honshu in Japan, a cone-shaped volcano towers above the flat landscape. Mount Fuji is the highest mountain in Japan. This striking volcano lies on the join between three plates of rock beneath Earth's surface. Many earthquakes shake Japan when these plates collide. Mount Fuji hasn't erupted for over 300 years, but it is still an active volcano. It was formed by powerful eruptions that hardened into layers of lava, rock, and ash. The summit on Mount Fuji is covered in snow for much of the year. Meadows and forests grow on the lower slopes of the mountain. They provide a home for animals, including birds, insects, black bears, and a goat antelope called the Japanese sero. For now, Mount Fuji is a beautiful, tranquil place. How long will it be before the volcano erupts again? Ooh, the rugged Rockies. The Rocky Mountains stretch up the west side of North America, from Canada to the southern USA. This fold mountain range began forming millions of years ago when plates of rock beneath the Pacific Ocean started crashing into the plates below North America. Over thousands of years, huge glaciers also changed the landscape, etching out deep valleys among the crags. Wind and water also wore away the mountainsides, leaving the striking ridges and peaks we see today. More rain and snow falls in the north of the Rockies, where temperatures fall much lower than in the south. Forests cover many of the lower slopes, while alpine tundra lies higher up, where no trees can grow. These habitats are home to a wide range of wildlife, from mountain goats and moose to eagles and elk. All right, here's our last page for the day. Rocky River. A waterlogged meadow lies high in the Rocky Mountains, flooded by a small lake nearby. A stream trickles downhill away from the meadow. This bubbling brook picks up speed and grows as it flows down the mountainside. It is the start of the mighty Colorado River. As the water moves on and the river widens and the rock is worn away, creating deep canyons, it rushes over rocky rapids. It surges on through broad valleys and its large lakes. It will then flow on, away from the mountains, across deserts, and toward the sea. Ooh, thunderous falls. A roaring thunder fills the mountain air. Shining spray, like clouds of smoke, billows upward. White water cascades off a cliff edge. This breathtaking waterfall is Lower Yellowstone Falls. Long ago, a wide river twisted and turned its way over the hard volcanic rock through the steep-sided valleys of the Rockies. Before long, it reached softer rock. Over time, the water wore away the softer rock, leaving a ledge of hard volcanic rhyolite. The river flows over this ledge and rushes downward as a waterfall. And waterfalls create rainbows. You can kind of see that. Today, at the foot of the falls is a churning plunge pool where the torrent of water plummets down. A deep basin has been carved out by the pressure of the falling water. Then the river gushes on, slowly wearing away more of the rock around it. Okay, I wanted to show you the new Google Forms I'm creating for each of the videos that will be up on YouTube. So this is a way to do attendance for me so that I know that you've watched this. If you have done daily living skills or came on our live Zoom in the morning, you don't need to click that link on the daily living skills video, but for literacy and for science, I need you to fill this out. So it just says, it'll say what period it is or the date, who watched the video, so just write down the student's name, and then you can give me feedback if they liked it, didn't like it, or sort of liked it. It'll be short each of these times just to keep attendance and make sure we know who's been watching. Okay, I appreciate it, and thank you for all the hard work. See you soon.